Coming from somebody that's spending a lot of money on Facebook ads to scale up funding businesses, this is exactly what you should be doing to be able to scale. Rather than relying on niche-based scaling, you need to focus on pain point scaling. And this is exactly what I mean. Let's go straight to this video. The next thing as well too is how to be able to scale. So we just talked about maintaining the ads. Let's talk about now scaling it up. How are you going to take an ad from $100 a day to $300 a day, $500 to $1,000 a day, $3,000 a day to around 10K a day plus? My highest ticket client right now is spending around 6K a day. 10K a day, I don't have those answers for you just yet, but we're getting there, all right? When it comes to my paid ads, we're spending around $200 a day. Again, my highest paying client is around that 6K a day, 7K a day. But there's a difference when it comes to under $100 a day to $100 to $500 a day to $500 to around 3K a day and 3K a day plus. There's a big difference. Hey, Melissa, we were just talking about maintaining ads, and now we're talking about how to really scale them up. So when it comes to now scaling up these ads, the best way to scale up ads is, let's say we're talking about the funding niche, because that's what we're in over here. When you're scaling up an ad for when it comes to the funding niche, I see a lot of people, a lot of my students are like, yo, Blade, why can't I just throw more zeros at it? You're going to find that you're throwing more zeros at it. After $1,000 a day, you're going to maximize that pool that you can be in. And the ad is not going to perform as well as it needs to be. You're really going to start duplicating it out. So under $100 a day, you're not really going to have those scaling issues. Under $100 a day, you're mainly just focusing on cost to acquire a client. That's the most important metric. $100 a day to $500 a day, then you're going to want to focus on pain points and scaling up by pain points. And even after $500 a day, what do I mean by that is I have this one student that came up to me and he was struggling to get it past the G a day because they were scaling it up by individual niche. This is mostly for an MCA space, as in revenue-based funding, main requirements being 30K a month and 2 years in business. What I'm saying is for merchant resources, this client over here, Kenny, his issue is that because he was trying to scale individual niches, he wasn't able to get past $1,000 a day. Scaling up by individual niches, as in, hey, attention real estate businesses, I'm going to help you get funding. Attention e-commerce businesses, I'm helping you get funding. Attention Shopify, I'm helping you get funding. These are each individual different businesses that you're running ads deliberately to. That could work. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but what I say that works a lot more profitably is to scale up by individual pain points rather than by niches. So it comes into that conversation about the feedback loop. Whenever you have a sales call, you need to make sure that you're recording those, whether it be on Fathom, whether it be using Go High Level, transcribe them, and thrown onto Claude to get the pain points out. It always performs better if you're scaling up by pain points rather than individual niches. And the entire reason being is because those pain points have a way larger audience size than individual niches. People saying those pain points on their messaging on Facebook and how AI kind of scans people's individual, I'm talking about the customers here. The way that the AI scans individual customers, it's way better of understanding their pains rather than by niche over here. By being able to run an ad specifically pertaining to a person's niche and specifically pertaining to a person's pain point rather than a niche will scale up almost infinitely than an actual niche. And let me explain this a little bit. Let me see, does my drawing work onto here? I don't know if my drawing is gonna work onto here. I don't know why my screen sharing is being wacky today. Best way of explaining this is, let's say we are, again, focused on the MCA. I'm going to have to do all of this explaining on the comment section, so just bear with me, guys. And if you have questions while I explain this, please just don't hesitate. So again, revenue-based funding. It's easier to scale by pain points. So if you're talking about, let's compare niching versus pain point scaling. Niching, let's say we're talking about restaurants. The audience size is really going to be direct advertising to restaurants, as in, hey, attention restaurants, I'm going to help you get funded. But when you're talking about pain points, you have a way bigger audience size and you're able to bring way more people into your overall ecosystem by pain points because you have way more pain points. pain points as in, hey, are you looking to get a funding to be able to increase your staff size, to be able to increase marketing budget, to be able to increase maybe getting into, for example, Uber Eats onto these people, or maybe getting into another franchise location. There's a lot more pain points that you can think of for an individual restaurant by going by pain point type ads than by niche type of ads. If you're doing direct response, you are getting the bottom of the barrel. Don't get me wrong. I forgot what the statistic is like, but it's like 1 to 2% of your audience size will buy today. So if you're using a direct response ad, you're getting the bottom of the barrel that only is going to convert today. But you also have that another 98% of the people that you're hitting with the ads that do need to get funding, but they might not convert today. It might take a little bit more retargeting to get those people to convert. You don't want to have your ads just rely off that 2%. You want to make sure that you're attracting everybody into the ecosystem and allow the retargeting to be able to then hit those people up, overcome those pain points, and have those people buy. That's what those retargeting is meant to do. But if you're just running your ads, and I'm talking about this because I have this one account that we were spending some really good money on, and it's very, very interesting because we have a competitive agency and we have my agency, and we're both running ads on this one account to find who's performing better and to find out who's overall going to own this account and really spend on this account. And then my competitor agency is running just top of the funnel ads, just direct response, as in attention restaurants, I'm going to help you get funded. My ads are pain points based, and we find that my cost to acquire a client is significantly less. Here's a 10 grand offer, as in, hey, pay 10K, I'm going to help you guarantee the 6 figures of funding. So his cost to acquire a client is 5K. My cost to acquire a client is 2,500 or 3K. And the main reason being is because he is relying only on direct response. He is relying on only top of funnel. He's relying only on that 2% that's ready to convert today. Whereas I'm relying on not just the 2%. I am bringing the 2% in direct from my top of my funnel, but my retargeting is bringing everybody else out, that 98%. What I'm saying is that your buying market today is 2% of what you have in your ecosystem. If my sales team were to reach out to 100 leads today, they're going to sell 2 people today. But the other 98 people, they might need to think about it. We might need to address a couple of pain points. They might need to get the budget in. They might need to talk to somebody about it, whatever. What I'm saying is that don't rely all your marketing just on direct response on that 2%. You can't scale up a business that way because you're going to find that I can only put in for example, he is running into this issue where he can't spend more than 3K a day. Because as soon as he spends more than 3K a day, he runs out of audience size and his cost to acquire clients starts to skyrocket. So he's having a very, very difficult time scaling up that campaign. But with me, it's a lot easier because when I find that a certain pain point, as in, for example, speed to get funding, this people needs to specifically get funding really, really quickly. Another pain point is the franchising example that we're talking about. Another one is paying 12 to 18% of hard money. Another pain point that I have is not getting enough money from the banks, whereas you can use a relationship manager and get 3x amount. That's 5 different audiences. Whereas my competitor agency, we'll call him, I don't want to say any names on here, we'll call him just competitor. Competitor agency can only spend 3K a day on that one audience. And then he realized that after I spend 3K a day and I start to hit 4K a day, my cost to acquire a client is becoming more than what is profitable. His cost to acquire a client starts to rise from 5 to 6 to 7K to the point where my ticket price is 10K. Am I really going to pay 7, 8K to acquire a client? That does not make sense. Whereas me, the way that I scale up his ads is that I find that within this one pain point over here, I'm able to comfortably spend $1,000 a day in this one pain point over here, and my cost to acquire a client is going to be that 3K. Great. Now all I do is I open up multiple different campaigns on different pain points. Does that make sense, guys? So again, it's easier to scale up by pain point than by niches over here. Niches are hitting the top of the funnel, that 2%, whereas pain points are hitting everybody. And the next thing is that because I'm hitting these each individual pain points over here, he's spending 3K a day. And because of it, he can't spend more than that because he becomes unprofitable. With me, all I need to do to be able to scale up this guy over here is I need to spend 3K a day on pain point 1, 3K a day on pain point 2, 3K a day on pain point 3, and just open up more and more pain points. That is how I scale. And then making sure that you're maintaining it. Yes, it's going to take a little more work because you're going to have to refresh multiple different campaigns every single week, or if you're using videos every week and a half. That's okay though. But you're able to now scale up a lot more profitably. Does that make sense, guys? I know this is kind of like an advanced strategy over here. Not everybody here is spending that much just yet. I know we got one person on here that is spending that much, but not everybody is, and that's okay. What I'm saying though is focus on those pain points. We had a mastermind 2 calls ago, I believe. And on that mastermind, we were talking about that feedback loop. If you guys don't, I'm not going to go over how to create that feedback loop in this call. You just watch that recap on there. What I'm saying though is very, very vital to make sure that all the sales calls that you have recorded and transcribed and used for marketing material. However, you got to get that done, make sure it happens. Okay. And another thing, and I'm gonna finish with this, is that another reason why scaling up with pain points fucking crush is because pain points will drive more intentful people that need to move today compared to just that direct response, hey, I'm gonna help you get funded. It's just a better type of client, is what I'm trying to say. Boom. And then the second thing that's allowing me to beat this person is really just the retargeting that we do. We do talk about retargeting on ads on another call as well too. We specifically talk about our famous strategy that really rotates all your best content to people from when they schedule a call until the time they show up. So it makes it an easier sales call for you. What I'm saying, we did talk about that in a couple other calls. If you guys want me to talk about that, I'm happy to do so, but I want to prioritize these calls on these topics and a couple of questions that you guys have.